Welcome back, lads. Today we're going to check out one of the best budgeting systems that people use when setting up their budget. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to see all of our upcoming videos. Let's go and see how this system works. The budgeting system that we're looking at today is the 50-30-20, or it's also called the 50-20-30. Doesn't really matter the order. Budgeting system, and it's super simple to follow. Those numbers are just going to tell you how much of your income gets allocated to a particular part of your budget, such as your bills or savings and retirement and all that. So this budgeting rule tells us three things. The 50% is how much you can spend on your bills and necessary expenses. 20% goes into your savings, retirement, and investment accounts. And then the remaining 30% goes towards your spending money, your have fun money. So starting with the 50%, we know that we're not supposed to be spending more than 50% of our monthly income on necessary expenses, and that includes anything that you legit have to have. So that's your rent or your mortgage, your insurances, food, transportation costs, anything you actually have to have. That's where that money gets allocated to. And I should say with this part of the budgeting system that you're not supposed to be spending more than 28% of your monthly gross income on housing. And assuming that we are spending that amount for housing costs alone, that leaves us just 22% that we can spend on all of our other required expenses. The next part we're going to talk about is the 20%. And that's the money we're going to be putting towards our retirement accounts, investments, savings. And you absolutely should be diversifying all three of these. You don't want to have all your money into one pot because then you're increasing your risk. And you definitely don't want to have it all into savings because you basically won't see any return at all then. The 20% that you want to be putting into these accounts is actually going to be your minimum amount that you want to be putting in each month. But the 50% and the 30% that you have for the other two allocations, those are maximum amounts that you want to be spending for those allocations. So if you have money left over out of the 50% for necessary expenses and the 30% for your fun money, then all of that extra money should be going to your savings, retirements, and investments. You don't want to be spending that extra money just because you have it and you can. And I think there's really two different ways that you can apply this concept. The first is to simply put money into your savings so you can save up for your emergency fund, or put money into your retirement, your investment accounts. And the second way is to pay down your debts, because things like your student loans and your credit cards, those are actually considered part of the 20% that you put towards your savings, retirement, and investments, because those aren't bills that you legit have to have. Those are bills that you're supposed to pay off and then they're gone, they're done. So if you can get by with spending maybe 20 or 25% of your spending money, the 30% that you are allocated, then all that extra money should be getting used for paying off those debt accounts, paying off your student loans, or paying off your credit cards, medical bills, whatever you have. And I'm a huge fan of this because of really two reasons. First is if you pay off a debt account, it's literally just an amazing feeling. It feels so good to just not have that bill anymore. It's completely gone forever. And on top of that, that also means you're making more money each month because you're going to have more money left over after your bills, because you don't have as many bills. The only real negative I have with this budgeting system is that it doesn't tell you how much you should be putting towards a particular bill or bill type. Like it says use this 20% to pay off your debts, but it doesn't tell you which to prioritize, and it doesn't give you a system on how to handle that. Fortunately, we have videos coming on both how to use SMART goals for your finances, as well as debt management methodologies, so make sure you subscribe to see those. Alright, so last up is the 30% that you get to allocate to your spending money, which I think is definitely the most fun, at least while you're actually spending the money. And this 30% literally has to cover all of your non-essential expenses. So things like, going out to eat or going to the movies, to a concert, amusement parks, vacation travel even. This 30% covers literally all of that. And I should say that this is definitely not a hard rule. Like, you don't want to be aiming to spend 30% of your income on this kind of stuff every single month. That's the absolute maximum you should ever be spending on that kind of stuff. So if you know you have a big expense coming up because you want to travel Europe or whatever it is, you should be using SMART goals to set up some savings for the few months prior to that, so you're not using more money than you're allocated for that vacation. You'd be a lot better off financially if you can spend, maybe only 25% of that allocation on living life, and then put the rest of that money towards paying off your credit cards so you can get your credit score over 800 and not be paying literally thousands of extra dollars over the course of your lifetime on basically nothing. It's definitely not as fun, but it will save you a ton of money. Alright lads, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you want to see the rest of our videos. It makes a huge difference for me. It makes a huge difference for the channel, really. And I'll see you in the next one.